What's going on, guys? This is my childhood collection. The other day I was at my mom's house just snooping around the little storage building that we have in the backyard, and I stumbled upon this. So it is two tins, this one, a bunch of random packs. I don't really remember this binder. We're gonna open up this one last because it does kind of have some really good cards in it that I was actually surprised about. And then there's this one, which is it is a recent binder, but we'll go through this one. We're gonna try and tackle all of these first, just so I can get a kind of an understanding of what is actually in there. And let's just jump into it. Yeah. My friend Aghast, he's actually part of this channel as well, and he's going to go through his personal collection and be able to showcase it on the channel, just so you guys can get a kind of a grasp of what all of us actually have. So let's just tackle the single packs and see if we have anything. So I know these were part of this, so we're just going to put this and then push it away. And these were some hits in a box I don't remember, but this is a Gyarados. See, a lot of these cards, I live in the South, so it's kind of a, we run into the issue of, mice and stuff. But this one, it's a super bendy, super bent. A little few blacks, little spots here and there, but it's actually, I don't believe it is in horrible quality if you were to flatten it out. But we're gonna set that to the side. We're gonna have a little hits pile right here for these little packs, and then I'll slam them up into sleeves later on. We have a Gloom. And keep in mind, so all of this selection was actually stuck in this box, which is absolutely filthy because, it was in a random building. But yeah, we have this Gloom. I don't remember what packs these are. See, I'm more of I wouldn't say I'm a serious collector. I'm more of a collector I'm only doing this for fun. I enjoy the artwork. Sometimes I enjoy I do enjoy opening packs. Sometimes I enjoy going into tournaments and stuff like that. So this is a Astral Radiance booster pack that I must have opened at some point. Let me organize these real quick. Absolute goated, by the way. Let's not spoil that or that. So McDonald's packs. Well, trick or trade. Nobody really cares about that anymore. Just kind of giving you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of everything that I actually do have to open for you guys. I don't know if any of these have hits in them. It's been kind of a while. Lost Origin. Okay, so all of these are kind of in their own little realm. So we'll tackle this stack first. We'll toss this over here with a McDonald's pack. And then this one over here. Let's tackle this stack first. Well, let's take a look at all these cards, that were in the old packs. So Psyduck, that's a really nice art. I like that. Psyduck, Petalil, Stantler, Bergmite, Hippopotamus, if you're a Thai person. That's what my wife says. Husian Overquill, and just a regular rare. And a few more things. We'll put this in kind of like the little stack over there. Let's bust into the Rebel Clash ones. See, all of these are already open. If they're not open, then I'm just gonna save them because I don't want to waste anything. Vulpix, Milcery, Farfetch'd, Meowth, Caterpie, a Metapod. Dude, that is nice, like a crocheted Metapod. Oh. This one must have had a hit and I put it somewhere. Oh, a little hollow Cursula. I'm gonna put this over here in that little pile. So, I'm gonna take the reverse hollows out because once they start getting into a little bit of like aged a little bit, especially this Metapod, I enjoy that. That's really nice. Put in the hits with the hollow foil cards. Again, it's already open. Oh, a Metagross GX. That is a nice card. That's really nice. Metagross is probably one of my favorite Pokemon. Rockruff, Machop, Trubbish, Delibird, Yangmo. Again, if you tuned out or anything, this is my childhood collection. We're just going through some of the old packs that I have, seeing if there's any hits that were just kind of shoved away. Oh, and Oinklich GX or EX, sorry. And already open. I'll say we'll kind of do this. We'll go here, here, and then into this one. A little Haunter reverse. And just a regular hollow Octillery. Phalanx. Poliwag, Oddish, Growlithe. Oh, that looks nice. I really like the cards that have like that little crazy thing going around the edge. And then I don't even think this one had a rare in it. I probably took it out at some point. And see, if I'm moving a little bit fast, it's because I'm trying not to get, I don't want this video to be, god awfully long. Pikachu, that's a really nice Pikachu. Grogonk, gotta love him. Oh, Magikarp reverse. Sableye reverse. Little Paldea evolved. Baldean Turnus, Luxio, Mavistov, Trobius, Luminous Energy, and there's something back there. It's just a normal Chi-Yu EX, but it's nice. Let's take a little look. That's nice. I like that. Let's put this away. A little V-Star card. Zoibat, Elgyem, Sandygast, Relicanth, Hawlucha, Fungus. A nice little Ho-Oh-V. Look at that. That is pretty. Nothing special in any of these packs. Oh, I left the card in there. Togedemaru, Sandile, Morpeko reverse, and a little Terrakion hollow. It's nice as well. And then this is the last of like the normal Sword and Shield packs, or whatever, the Scarlet and Violet Sword. Oh, I didn't even know I had this in there. I didn't even know. Look at that. That is nice. A little trainer gallery. I'll have to ask Sean if he has one of these. Sean is collecting a lot of trainer gallery cars, and that is something that he's gonna probably want. All right, let's go to the Detective Pikachu cards. I am a stan for Detective Pikachu. I absolutely love this set. I love the way that they look. Oh yeah. Look at all these. Dude, they are beautiful. I like the way that they look like real life. That's what I really enjoy out of these packs. Morlul, Bulbasaur, Jigglypuff, and a Detective Pikachu. See, I don't believe any of these cards are actually worth, you know, probably not getting graded or anything. Lickitung, Psyduck, Morlul, and a Slacking. I really love this card. Just look how lazy he is. I'll put these on. Eventually, I want to try and like master set this one and the Japanese one. There's still some cards I am definitely missing. I only have 4 packs. Psyduck, and then the Charizard. I absolutely love this Charizard. A little trick or trade. Let's just see what's in there. I don't think there's going to be anything in there. I know they have a, well, obviously they have a Pikachu, a hollow Pikachu. But, you know, trick or trade, they're not very sought after, and they're not worth a lot of money either. Ladybug, Pikachu. Oh, that is a Cosmo. That is the hollow Pikachu, if you can see right there. The I've noticed that the McDonald's cards, the ones that are hollowed, are actually they're going up in price a lot. So as of right now, we're not really whenever you first start a channel, you can't add a lot of, you know, outsider links, but we'll add our Poké-Edge or what's it called, our collector portfolio, so you guys can kind of track like what's in our collection. So this was in this container, one of the McDonald's ones. This is from 2023, so about 3 years ago. Kind of telling you how to, you know, play the game and everything. Stickers, you know, standard McDonald's stuff. Sotodala, Tenamis, and then a dude, you cannot tell me that these hollows are not beautiful. Just look at that. That is a beautiful hollow. I've always been a big fan of the McDonald's packs as well. For some odd reason, I've never fully understood why. This is the Victini, and I mean, look at the, like I said, this was in a storage building, so a lot of these aren't in good quality. This is from 2022. This is where they still kind of added half-ass toys. Like, look at this. I don't even know how to use this. Because you hold it like that, and then it's supposed to mean something. I don't know. Let's get this off the table. You know, get a little clean workstation. It does come with a cardboard coin. One side is just a Pokeball, and the other side is a Victini. Which, you know, we'll add this to the collection of coins, because why not? You know, a little instruction manual how to use it. Let's see if we put a hollow out of this one. Oh yeah, a little Rowlet. I think all of them came with a hollow, but some of them were a little bit more rare. I don't remember. Buffy, Panguru. Alright, so, oh, and this little cardboard sleeve is another McDonald's Pikachu. It is a little bit, it is a different card than the other Pikachu, but it's still really nice. So, we're going to set this off to the side, just with the other hits that we have. And let's see what is inside of this sleeve. It is the Iono. There. It's nice. It actually doesn't seem like it has very many dings on it. I'm actually going to slap a lot of these into. Oh, now that is a really nice card. Just look how beautiful that is. Again, super bent, but you can flatten out these cards. It is super clean around the edges and everything. Pardon me. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a thing of sleeves. All right. I'm going to sleeve up this little stack right here real quick and just let you know, just give you some ASMR. whenever Sean decides to watch back this video and see what the quality is, he's not really gonna enjoy the fact that if I don't sleeve these up. So that's a really beautiful card, that whole. As well as this Metagross GX. It's a very, very beautiful card as well. And that's a 2017 card as well. Just look how nice that is. It's a little, I think it's off centered a little bit, but that'll go really nice in my collection. Maybe eventually I'll decide to do a Metagross master set and just collect them all. He's a very cool Pokemon. This Gyarados is really cool as well. This one, just showing you guys again. All right, so we're gonna move over to the Sceptile tin. Now, I remember one of these two tins. I bought it from a thrift store back whenever I was way too young to actually remember. And I'm a little sad. It was actually, yeah, I bought this one from a thrift store because I remember it was this one, and then, you know, it was a little mixed matched, and, you know, I loved it. I'm kind of a little sad because it's really rusty, you know, but such is time. Time will do funny things like that. So let's see what's in here. So Primal Clash deck box. Nothing in here, but I'll probably keep this. I really like the way that looks. I was really big on saving stuff like this because I didn't get Pokemon cards a lot. Whenever I was young, I just got a real big influx. Dude, look at that. Kind of like code cards before code cards were really big. The little McDonald's, you know, what did you get from your McDonald's? It's all black and white. But like I was saying, I was really big into saving stuff like this because, you know, I didn't get a lot of Pokemon cards. Oh, this is a playmat. That's what this is. It's a Primal Clash playmat. Look at that. This. Oh yeah. That's cool. I remember me and my little sister, we used to play with this all the time. And a few more coins. Let's look at these coins. So, I don't even know who that is, just looking right off the bat. But a chest pin. I think that's a... I want to say it's... I might not be smart, guys, but I know this is Kyogre. So we'll just put all this stuff back. Let's move over to this tin. Again, it's kind of sad. It's all rusty because this is my favorite Pokemon, Palkia. Between Palkia, Piplup, those are my two favorite ones. I believe this is just a thing full of energies, but I'm gonna actually pull out the energies that are, you know, hollow. This one's absolutely heavily played, destroyed even, but some people like adding that kind of stuff to the collection. I got a bunch of like base set 2 energies, base set. So let me just pop through there. Energy, base set, double color this, base set 2. I'm gonna set that to the side. That's something that maybe will strike appeal. Little E series energy. Yeah, I was very good at color coding. You know, I like to think I was a very organized young man back in the day. Maybe not so much now, but you know, such is life. You know, a bunch of energies again. Energies of all generations, pretty much. And then this is whenever they got to weird. They came out with the Steel, Wonder, Double Dragon, Shield Energy, Darkness Energy. I think all of these special energies are actually on the bottom of this tin. Of Deoxys Hollow Energy. That's really nice. Again, played very well. Bunch more water, fire. Yeah. Just kind of an energy tin. I'm sure everybody that slightly plays the TCG just a little bit has something like this where they stick all of their energy cards in. All right, let's hop into the damage counters. Let's hop into the old Fusion Strike ETB. This comes with I don't know why this is in there, but I think one of my dogs got a hold of it, but we'll probably just toss that. First card, an energy. I think this is another energy pile. You gotta go through, just double check, make sure. Yeah, but it's all energies. Put that little in the energy box. Bunch of sleeves, the Fusion Strike sleeves. And this is a pile of cards. A Darkrai Reverse. This would have been, I went through a bunch of, this would have been from all the packs that were actually part of the thing. These, I know these ones are hits. Either I never got a hollow, or these are all just, or they're stuck in there. Oh, there's the, speaking of a hollow. Stick that over here with the bulk. Little dividers. Nothing too special coming out of here. That's a nice quick wall. I like that. It's kind of like it's in the game. Nothing special at all in here. A little reverse Wooloo. Dracula, Corvisquire. I really enjoy him. Wow, this must have been an absolute stinker of a ETV. Panzer. And also, if you guys see anything that's actually, that I overlook as being valuable or anything, just let me know, and I'll come back through and, I'll come back through and grab whatever you guys saw that I ended up missing. Now, these two, it's just a Dodrio V. Something that's kind of nice, but this one's a big one. The Fusion Strike Mew. Let's get that out of there. Let's just look at the quality of it. It looks like the centering is off just a smidge, and then but all the corners should be good. Just the centering is off a little, just a smidge. But we'll slap that into a sleeve. And this was back in the day where I thought these sleeves were good enough to be, to actually protect your collection. Obviously, I was wrong. But we're almost ready to go through our binders. All right. So we're gonna knock out this binder real quick. I don't think there's a lot in this binder. I believe it's just mainly, you know, trainer cards and stuff like that. It's just mainly trainer cards. But some of them are Team Rocket cards, which is nice to have, like this one. Team Rocket, Goop Gas Attack, you know, absolutely heavily played. But, you know, I understand the appeal of, you know, being a collector and making sure all the cards are perfect. This one's somewhat quality. I'd say it's probably about a 6 or a 7. But I understand, you know, some people want their stuff to be absolutely the best quality in the world. But at the end of the day, what's the fun if you can't play the TCG? You know? Gonna try to make it a little bit dimmer, but it's not happening. Anyways, what's the fun if you can't play the TCG? You know, a lot of these cards, they were played, and a lot of these cards I was given as a child, actually. You know, another, I think this is a Gym Heroes card. You know, just some really good cards in here, and some really, really heavily played cards like this one. This one was, you know, you could tell this was owned by a kid that loved his cards, which was me. I used to take my cards out almost every day and just play with them. Me and my sister would play and attack, and, you know, we would be kids with our cards. A Digger. This one is actually really good quality. You know, for an old card. Of course, it's got the whitening, but the front is pretty good. You know, in my eyes, but I'm also not I'm not a I see money in it collector. I collect this because they are fun cards to have. And because I enjoy Pokemon, I enjoy the anime, I enjoy the games, I enjoy the culture. We used to enjoy the culture. The culture now is kind of a little bit crazy. You know, people are robbing people and stealing from people and everything else like that. It's kind of insane. You know, a bunch more of you know, base set, unlimited base sets cards. This one is, this is a nice art on these. Yeah. I know you're seeing me not sleeve any of these, but, you know, these cards are, they're probably at the point where it's a little bit too far gone to be actually sleeving a bunch of these. But I am going to go back and sleeve actually a bunch of these. You know, again, it's one of these McDonald's side duck cards. I think this one jumped up in price, like absolutely, it is worth a lot of money right now. And then there's the Charizard Detective Pikachu promo. I love this card. I love hyper realistic cards, I'll say. Stick it in there. And I think that's it for this binder. You know, there's a little cheeky cold card. What's this one for? You guys had Detective Pikachu Charizard GX case file. I probably shouldn't have showed you that, so, but that's fine. Yeah, we're all done with this one. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wanted to do a blind opening, but I kind of got a little bit carried away and actually wanted to go through and see what is actually in all these. This one has some bangers in it. Again, so a little backstory before we get started. I was given this one by my dad's ex-wife, and I don't remember if it was part of their family or if they just found it at a yard sale or what, but I remember I was given this one, and that most of the cards that are in there, you know, like I was explaining, I didn't get to open up a bunch of cards whenever I was little, so these are the only cards that we had. me and my sister would go through here and reorganize every single card that was in here multiple times. And I'm talking about this binder is absolutely full. You know, this binder is full to the max, and this is my childhood binder. This one's the true childhood binder. I'm going to have a lot of memories with these cards, but I'm also not going to remember a whole bunch with these cards. So, you know, if I don't know the price or I don't know the actual story and I don't know how I got the card, then I'm sorry. I'm just here to show you guys so you guys kind of get a grasp of, you know, what kind of collector are you guys watching. So, it's actually... So, look at this handwriting. First off, it's Pokemon who can go to Amity Square. Of course, it's a game, you know. But I was going through all the Pokemon that can actually go there. I don't remember what Amity Square is. I probably do in my head. And instead of writing Pikachu, I think that's what I named him. So his name was Pika Pika, Psyduck was Daddy, and then CC was my sister. That's named after my sister for Jigglypuff because, you know, girls like, you know, cute Pokemon. And then I think this is a drawing of Pikachu. I do not remember who made it, but somebody in my, you know, either at school or my family made it. And then again, this is again part of the Primal Clash stuff, where it was actually a set list. And this is before I knew that there was actual, you know, there was things called, they got up to here and like super rare. Because obviously I never pulled anything like that, you know, to my knowledge. But of course I probably did or not. So, start off on the first page. I'm going to pick out the stuff that, you know, that screams out to me that, hey, this might be a cool card that people may want to see. First off, the Koga's Kakuna from Gym Heroes. Not a holo, but it's a nice card. Again, it's played, obviously. You know, I was a kid once. We all were. This was way before Pokemon was actually booming. This is a Cosmo Hoyle. This binder is going to be a little bit annoying because this is a Cosmo Hoyle, Cosmo Holofoil Shiftry, a promo card. And this one underneath was a Sceptile EX, a promo again. I really enjoyed this card. I think when I was little, most of the, you know, the really nice looking cards were actually promos. If you see down here, it's a Fossil Golbat. This is a Jungle Execute, Gym Heroes Ericus Paris. This is a Ericus Oddish. There you go. Again, nothing hollow. A nice little Bulbasaur down here. Yeah, damaged, of course. Most of these cards are going to be messed up. Now, I do know that there is a super good card in here. And I like to pride myself because a lot of these cards are, in fact, older. You know, this is a childhood binder. And this is, you know, they bought these cards way before they probably even knew that, you know, this stuff was going to get real good. The Yukimori Wormel. You know, Yukimori, he's very sought after. Everybody loves his cards. Turtwig, this is really nice art. I enjoy that. Now, this card, this has some cards that I really enjoy. Let's just a little stick together. But the Dragonair, like, tell me that is not a good looking Dragonair. Horrible, and I mean absolutely terrible condition, but beautiful nonetheless. And then there is this card. which Darkrai is probably one of the coolest coolest Pokemon I know. A little Darkrai G. That's a cool card. Oh, you guys got a I know you guys saw that. And then I'm gonna showcase this Kyurem. That little cracked ice hollow. So just so good looking. A Haunter. Haunters are booming nowadays. I'm gonna hide it from you guys. But there's this one. The Shudo Itagaki Mewtwo EX. It's a World Championship. So I actually enjoy the World Championship cards. It kind of gives a story. It's like, hey, this is the set that these guys played and won. This card, this is an absolute for TCG. I think this card is cool. I don't know nothing about the TCG, but this card has to be good. It costs nothing. Put the top card of your opponent's deck in the lost zone. So that means they can never get it back. And what if you use this? As long as Mr. Mime is asleep, prevent all damage. So if he's sleeping, you can't hurt him. And then, like, you use this, he falls asleep, you can't hurt him. You wake him up, use it, falls asleep, you can't hurt him. No weaknesses, no resistance, no retreat cost. This got to be a banger card. I don't know. I really don't. This Haunter is a very nice Haunter. If it's a real Haunter, I've kind of noticed that there's a few cards in here that are actually fake. And, you know, it kind of looks like it could be because the writing is very weird, but, you know, I don't really care. This is all childhood stuff. This Muck, I really like this artwork for this Muck. Okay, I know I've been looking over it, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. I went and I looked at this binder earlier. That one's good too. I went and I looked at this binder. That's why this one's already in a sleeve. The Balloon Gengar. And honestly, pretty solid condition. And if you don't know how much this card is in raw form and, you know, mint condition, it is a PSA 10. That means, or not a PSA 10. I don't know. I'm kind of having an aneurysm right now. It is a $600 to $700 card, raw and mint condition. That's insane. I had no idea whenever I grabbed this binder that was even going to be in there. Even, like, this Ghastly is cool. I love this kind of hollow pattern. It's scratched all the heck, but that's fine with me. You know, a little bit more. It's another Gengar. Oh. Like, look at this Giratina. The writing is weird. I have no idea if it's real. You know, it is damaged. It's nothing that I'm concerned about. Got this Giratina, or got this Gengar. You know, we love a Gengar card around here. Little Abra. This one, the Ditto, the Yukimori Ditto. Mr. Mime. This is a nice, you know, a card that a lot of people enjoy as well. Love that Build 'em artwork. Hollow Cresselia. If you've noticed, a lot of the first Pokemon game I ever played was Pearl. So a lot of my preferred Pokemon are from Pearl and that generation. Like this Empoleon. So nice, and this is a really great art. And I'm a Piplup line stand. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go put it back in. Look at that. I'm thinking of going around and buying sets, you know, people's collections on Facebook, so I can do more videos like this. I really enjoy them. Dark Golduck. See this McDonald's DWAT, a Gyarados. Really nice Gyarados. Piplup, all-time favorite. This Froakie, I remember whenever I got this promo, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It just looks adorable to me. Another fossil card. This Octillery, the hollow. It is a, you know, again, it's a Cosmos hollow. You can see it. No swirl or anything. No swirl tags, but nonetheless, a really nice hollow. Now, on to the fake cards that I believe are fake. This Palkia GX. I did a little bit of research, and this should be a hollow. And I'm not sure, you know? It looks real. If it is a fake, it's a halfway decent fake, I think. Now that I'm kind of looking at it a little bit more, I'm not sure. Again, probably going to stay in my collection. Probably going to go in my Palkia little master set whenever I eventually do build it. Because, you know, even if they're fake, they still tell a story. So, little Bagon, Delta Species cards are, you know, they're as awesome as well. This Mantine and Remoraid were one of my favorite Pokemon. I got no idea why. Same thing with Wingull and Pelipper. Don't know why. I think it was because of these cards. This card is a really pretty card. I don't know why it would be one of my favorite cards, but, you know, kids will be kids. You know, a bunch of, you know, commons and uncommon cards. No hits per se. This page alone has some of my favorite cards ever. The Dark Charmeleon, Team Rocket. Look at that. Love it. I keep saying this is my favorite card. This is my favorite card. But one of the cards that I talk about the most is this card right here. My Entei Dark Star promo. Black Star promo. I love this card. I remember I used to showcase this card to all my friends and brag about it. Entei hollow card, a cracked hollow as well. We've got the Arcanine, Camrut. Love a Camrut. Don't know why. Again, Team Rocket Charmander. The other big hit in this binder that I didn't even know. Not in good quality at all. But the white Reshiram. Not centered, you know, the best. But still, it really... I didn't know we had this in the binder. This is probably $100 card, I think. A really nice full art, might I say. Vulpix. Cracked Ice Hollow. Kyogre. I think these were deck topper exclusives, is what I saw on Collector whenever I actually went through and I put these in. Fossil Magmars, 2 of them. I don't think I have any hollow old style cards. I've got this one, which is a hollow Macargo Yukimori. Really like this card. Macargo is one of my favorite Pokemon as well. No idea why. Now, speaking on fake cards, I'm going to show you the reason why this one's fake. Look at that damage. And I'm pretty sure it's spelled wrong. But 800 damage, bro, there's no way. That would absolutely dog walk everything. I remember, so I traded something for this card back whenever I was in, I think it was middle school or something. And I probably traded something that was worth a little bit of money nowadays. And I remember I did it, and then I was super excited because I'm like, oh, wow, I got this card. This is a cool card. And when I got home, I took a little bit more of a deep dive look into it, and I saw 800 health. I was just like, there's no way. Yeah, so this is even spelled wrong. Now, this Emolga, I remember pulling this. Don't remember like where I pulled it, but I specifically remember it because it was one of the first, like, how would I describe it? Full arts that I've ever pulled. This Luxray destroyed. It doesn't even, it looks like a reverse hollow at this point. Like the whole card's holographic. A little Shaman hollow over here. So nothing too crazy. A few bangers in here, but nothing crazy. The Gyarados G. Really like this card. A few more Yukimori cards. Standard cards. I have this Arceus. This Arceus Hollow. That's a pretty card as well. Damaged. It's fine. It's my collection, nobody else's collection. I'm not selling these cards for money. EVs. Everybody loves an EV. Okay. Back on the fake card, but not too sure if it's a fake card. These are the Aghast. Should be hollow, not hollow. I'm pretty sure they're like this. Just feels like regular paper. I don't want to rip them because it's part of. What's the point in ripping a card even if it's fake and it brings you pleasure? Same thing with the Swablu. I love this card, and I remember I would, the same thing. I would be happy about it, and I looked at it the other day, and I'm like, bro, I'm pretty sure this card's fake. Same thing with this Palkia G. I have a Delta species Pikachu, which is, that's a nice pickup. A cracked ice Groudon. Look at this card, guys. It's a hollow slacking, but it's got like dirt and stuff on it. Just a bunch of base set 2 Persian. Just a bunch of other cards, just regular cards. I have the Topps cards, but I believe these are just. They're not the Hollow Chrome card. They are actually the TV animation edition. But I love them either way. These were in this collection whenever I first got it. And then some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I believe this is a deck exclusive card. I don't know. I tossed them what I thought was what I have up on Collector so you guys can see. These cards, you can't actually find them on Collector because they're not, they're not a sought after card like other cards are. But anyways, that is my entire childhood collection from my parents' house. If you guys saw anything that is, was overlooked by myself, just drop it down into the comments and let me know. Maybe give a timestamp so I actually know which card you're talking about. And just thank you. Have a great day.